Have you ever seen any of the Bullies again?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. They didn't even deserve my blink. I saw them on the high street. One of them looked absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, like literally did this. I was like, and one of them was like, "Can I have a picture of you?" I went, "Do I know you? Oh, you're that guy from school." And I just passed and I walked off and I was like, yeah, it was the best feeling ever, Jamie.
Okay, so you then go on this diet, you start eating apples, you're skipping.
Girls, kids, do not do this at home. It's not advised. Very unhealthy.
Yeah. And I suppose that maybe came, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, it probably became a bit of an obsession, maybe. When...
Oh, 100%. And that's when I started to become obsessed with what I looked like. So it was like, okay, what is the meaning of beauty? Okay, it must be the way I look. Actually, it's internal. It's about how you are, your soul. But I learned that later on in life. So these pageants that I did were very all about what you look like, the perfect person, beauty. Very wrong message, by the way. But when you're young, unfortunately, I got influenced by that.
So you saw this pageant, you thought, this is what I want to do.
Because I thought I needed the confidence. So all of a sudden, this confidence came out and my performative side again came out. And that's when I think confidence happened at such a young age. And it went on forever. Almost like, I've done the Bullies. If I can do the Bullies, come at me. What's the worst that can happen in life?
Really?
I've had hate. I've had bullying. Just love life, you know?
That's amazing.
It's mad. It is mad. But I prefer being real. I prefer, you know, the mind being, the heart being beautiful than focusing on the look. I feel like
it's hard though, right?
It is hard. It is so hard.
It's really
takes time.
It takes a lot of time because it's and that's such a great message too, because we live in this world because of social media and what we look like and things like that, that we kind of forget that actually it does come from the inside. Yeah. And all of the outer shell doesn't matter.
Anyone can be beautiful, Jamie. Changes for me when you hit rock bottom and you realise how there was a moment in my life I was very depressed. And I just looked at myself and I was like, I looked at Instagram and I was like, oh, it just seemed really, something didn't feel right. It looked like an illusion. I felt like I was in a video game. Like, what is this? We take a picture, we put it on Instagram, we wait for people to like it. We edit our pictures. Why? I went to a walk in a park after and I took off my shoes and I walked barefoot on the grass. I sat there, closed my phone, just meditating. And I was like, and I went back to like, it was really weird, but where we came from, Adam and Eve, like for instance, we're humans. It's not. Living in the moment, realizing what's important, family, morals, happiness, being healthy. We're breathing right now. There's people in hospital that cannot breathe. They've broken a leg or an arm. We still are here right now. But then there's someone that's moaning about the weather being rainy. Do you get it? It takes time.
There was a big moment for me, which I had, which is my mum sent me an article once. Mm-hmm. And she said, and I was going through a really tricky time.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
No, it's okay. I went through a tricky time in my 20s, I just did. And because I didn't really understand myself and it was just interesting. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And
is that when you were like the Made in...
That was Made in Chelsea time.
Yeah.
Made in Chelsea time for me was amazing.
By the way, I loved you on there.
Oh, thank you so much.
You and Spencer was my favourites.
Oh, we had an unbelievably
I used to fancy him, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Sorry.
But we all, to be honest, had a really tricky time because we didn't really understand ourselves. And I went through a really big batch of anxiety and things like that. And my mum sent me an article and said, you should read this article. And I said, okay, I'll read it.
So you never strike me as someone that would have gone through anxiety because you are so...
I went through terrible.
Did you?
Crippling. Crippling. But I never told anyone. I didn't tell anyone. I just kept it inside. Just never told anyone. Never spoke about it. Didn't want to speak about it. So I didn't until I spoke to a friend of mine, and then it kind of came out. But my mum sent me an article about this woman who she was a horse rider. She was amazing. She was an athlete, and she was walking outside her front door, and she slipped on some ice, and she broke her neck, and she could never walk again. She was paralyzed from the neck down. And she sent this article this woman had written in hospital. And the article was amazing, quite uplifting in so many ways. But the main